All right, folks. So for those of you who are watching here now, just to sort of prep you on this one, I'm playing Bullet Witch. Bullet Witch is a game from 2007. It's an old Xbox game that got released kind of a really early period of the Xbox 360. It's basically a janky proto Bayonetta is what it amounts to being. It's kind of a grimdark kind of game. So the basic plot line is that wars wars have happened. There was a great uh, what the game calls a homicidal virus, which is the true real, and also climate change, also true real. And all of that has decimated humanity to the point where there's only very few humans left. And as a sort of a final insult to the whole deal, there are now demons. And we are playing as Alicia, who is the Bullet Witch, come to purge demons and rescue humanity from their vile clutches, etc. Um, so what that means for me is that there are 6 stages to play through. Stages 2 and 6 are kind of the same, just reversed. And I'll be going through this as fast as I can. Um, it should take me about 45 minutes, give or take. Now I'll be doing the run here is going to be a as best as I can, uh, glitchless, no out of bounds. I will aim for no deaths, but we'll see about that. The game is kind of notorious for being janky, so I say out of bounds in like the softest way. I'll probably get forced out of bounds at some point or another. How fast I'm going, because the game's collision isn't all that great when it comes to certain objects. So it's entirely possible that I will just blast myself out of rounds or out of bounds at some point or another. It's probably going to happen on stage two. Um, it's very easy, and if that happens, I have to exit the stage and restart, continue from the last checkpoint. There's no way to get back in bounds once you start falling, so you have to just restart, which does throw the time off, but it's getting a flawless run in this game is basically just a big old wish. It ain't gonna happen. I'll be playing on normal mode, which will make the game a bit more difficult. If I was doing like a true 80% run, I'd be playing on easy just because it takes just that much quicker to get through it. But I'll do it on normal just to sort of have some element of danger in there. There are a few sections there that I will have to be careful on, otherwise I can get just shot down. As for what else should I throw in here? The best way to kill Alicia in this game is through physics. Physics deals so much more damage than bullets do. And there are a few enemies that have telekinesis that can throw cars. We'll get to that when they come up. But basically, if Alicia is going to get nailed by anything, me during this run, it's probably going to be by a physics object. Even being tapped by a car is usually lethal for some reason. I'll be skipping pretty much all of the cutscenes as well. You're not missing too much. The acting's kind of meh, being early 2007, and the ending is kind of yikes especially with like today's sensibility. So I'll be skipping that for sure. It is a kind of a bloody-ish game, but I'll be going so fast that you probably won't see a whole lot of it, and a lot of it's also in the cutscenes, which I'll be skipping. So that's kind of where we're at. Before we do get started, though, I do want to have there is a choice of costume that I can have Alicia run around in. There's a variety of those. So I'm gonna choose a costume here before we get started. Um, Jonathan, how are we doing on
Hold on, I'm still setting
this
up the
thing?
scene.
Okay. So that's kind of it. There are two bosses in this run, and when the when the timer gets going, so Dave here has my own custom like life split thing pulled up on his screen, and the final boss itself is its own like section because it can take a while. As I kind of alluded to before, this is definitely kind of on the low budget side of things, but I just adore this janky little game. Um, Despite how kind of weird it may be, I played it way more than I probably should. Um, like the game has an achievement for playing it for 15 hours, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it really is. And I had to play like through all 5 difficulties and then some to actually get that last achievement to pop. It took way longer than you think that it would. Um, and yeah, there are only six stages to play through. There are a bunch of bonus stages, kind of. So there's when this game was first released back in 2007, there were updates that were released for the Japan version that we didn't get here, or in some cases they did release here, but they were paid DLC. For example, in Japan, there are updates to add the great magic spells to all the different stages. Here in the US, it was like you paid like $1 per stage to have great magic, which is kind of a ripoff. But I should mention one thing here in particular. So the thing that makes this speedrun viable really is the fact that you can dash. Uh, when the game was first released in 2007, we didn't get the updates that allowed dashing. Whereas in the Japan version, it was patched into the game a few months after it came out. And dashing is awkward as heck because you have to bring up your magic menu and then hit L3 on your controller. There's no single dash button. It's a combination of two buttons that don't really work the way they're supposed to when you dash. So you'll be seeing me flip out of the magic menu a lot. That's because I have to do that in order to get the dash to work. That's how the dash functions. As a result, there's this annoying little sound that pops up every time the menu opens, and you'll be hearing that a lot through this run. I've been practicing for this for the past few weeks now, and I've gotten my time down to about, like I said, about 45 minutes or so. That's including glitches happening in every run, just because it's would be bullet witch without at least one going out of bounds accidentally. um, So the best time on speedrunner.com is about 20 minutes or so, and I've watched that one, and they use a lot of out of bounds to skip large chunks of the game, especially in stage 2. Stage 2's got this little cul-de-sac area that I'll be going through. I'll be doing it as intended, but it is entirely unnecessary, actually. And you can skip the whole thing just by clipping through buildings. The worst times in the top 10 are above and out, which I'm definitely faster than. Okay, I will let you know when to start it because it happens after. So, time will begin when I get control of the character, which happens after 2 cutscenes and a loading screen. Are we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, starting. So again, I'm gonna do normal here. Hell mode, by the way, is extremely difficult. You cannot take that one fast, otherwise you'll just get ganked so fast.
When do you want to start the timer?
I will let you know when. It's after the next. It's after a load screen.
Okay.
So skipping 1 cutscene, skipping 2 cutscenes. It's after this load screen. And yeah, I'm using a controller for this. I don't dare try this on keyboard and mouse. All right, go.
Pardon.
So I am skipping pretty much everything here. There are a bunch of civilians here that you can rescue. I'm not going to do any of that nonsense because we don't need them. And there'll be a few stages later on where where I'll be doing that same thing as well. So ideally, you're supposed to. What's that?
Are you in San Francisco?
Yeah, it's like the East Coast, I think. All right. We're coming up on the first brain of many in this game. Brains do 2 things. They provide barriers to your next points, and they're also can throw cars. And cars, like I said, will pretty much kill you upon impact, no matter how hard they hit you or how hard they don't hit you. All right, so there's 1 force field down. Oop, take it. I got moves around there.
You emit feathers?
Okay. What's that?
You emit feathers.
I do.
You dash.
Yep. So being a bullet witch, I actually have a few spells at my disposal here. You'll be seeing most of them be used throughout the run here in some way, shape, or form. But I'm not going to use them unless I really have to. All right, another brain. Okay, so there'll be a tanker on the corner here that I'm going to just fly past. The game wants you to stop and destroy it to sort of show you how your powers work. You'll be unlocking the first great magic of the spell of the game right around this corner here, which is lightning, which is the best way to take out a tank, rather the fastest. Okay,
and literal tank.
Yep, and there's the first great magic. By the way, that voice speaking to us is the demon inside of Alicia. It's her story companion. All right, just skipping lots of guys here. We're almost at the end of the stage, actually.
Yeah, call out when it's time to split.
Yeah, right? All right, somebody use Thunder here coming up. There's 2 tanks up ahead at the top of this bridge. I need to destroy them both and also remove all the guys up here too. All right. First magic for Thunder.
Oh, it's a radio menu.
Yep. I like how the guys just stand there while you destroy their tanks.
They're cool guys. Don't look at explosions.
Right? All right, that should be all of them. I'll know when the brain appears. There it is. This brain is very dangerous to kill because you saw how it was moving those cars up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what it does is it pulls a bunch of cars towards it and it starts throwing the cars at you. And there's the end of stage 1 coming up. So I've got my time here so that when stage 2 begins, I'll call time on stage 1.
Okay.
I don't have any like intermediate times, although I probably should. All right, 3 minutes, not bad. So here you'd spend points, but I already have everything all maxed out for this. All right, coming up on time here for stage 1 here in a few moments. Okay, we're entering into stage 2 here. Okay, time on stage 1. Go to stage 2.
Oh, I have to. Yep.
All right, so stage 2 is actually kind of a long one. It's also pretty dangerous here too. There's a lot of guys here. So Alessio's little broom handle gun here actually has quite a few different modes. We've seen all of them here, but the machine gun is basically the most easiest / reliable to use. All right, another brain to kill. All right. Skipping ahead to another cutscene here. So at this point in this cutscene, we meet one of the major NPCs of the game. It's this blonde-headed Marine guy. He's with us throughout most of the rest of the game. You'll be seeing very little of him. And we finally get music tier 2. Because I skipped past the cue for the music in stage 1, so you never heard any of it. All right, Rose Spear, first spell there. Is that just to thin out the horde here a little bit? Switching to the cannon, or the anti-material rifle is what this is. To remove this brain.
Clarify, it's a spear of robes, not Robespierre, the historical.
Yeah. I spear of roses, yeah.
Roses to roses.
All right, this next spot here is probably where I'll get my first out of bounds if I'm not careful. Because I got to rush through a lot of stuff here. There are also snipers up on top of those roofs there. Roofs, whatever. Like right there, I am skipping past the guys as fast as I can because I don't want to deal with them. All right. Oh, I went the wrong way. Stage 6 is basically stage 2 in reverse. All right, skipping ahead. Okay, I missed both spots where you normally go out of bounds. And we're coming up like
going out of bounds.
What's that?
What's the penalty for going out of bounds?
You have to restart from the last checkpoint.
Ah.
There's no recovery. Unless you just happen to get lucky enough where you do like bounce off the other side, which is extremely rare. All right, this is the little cul-de-sac that I was talking about before, where you have to destroy 4 brains to proceed back to where you came from. It's a little annoying. There's a brain around the corner here, and this brain is actually much more dangerous than it might seem because there's a car right here. And what I see do is he likes to animate that car and then tap you from behind with it. I'm not going to give him the chance if I can avoid it. There he is. Good. The brain around the corner coming up. It's also dangerous because of the taxi right there. There we go. Another barrier down. Okay, switching to. Let me get a little get out these guys' range. Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm
looking
going
at
to
how
use
much he does is exhausting. It looks
right.
exhausting.
All right, so I just use element shot. Every gun type in this game has got a certain element you can imbue it with. The cannon, it's a sniper rifle,
Ooh.
and this is the Gatling gun. I won't be using this a whole lot until later on. I need to get these guys here out of my way. And then hit this brain with a bunch of shells. There we go. Okay, one more brain to go, and this one is not too bad actually. It's just kind of sneaky. It's right behind the pillar over here.
It's hard to tell. Do all the brains have the telekinetic abilities to pick up and throw environmental stuff?
They all do. It's their primary and only method of attack. No, but you know, I forgot to actually ask for a costume change. Oh well, we're playing Black Robe Delicia here.
Mm-hmm. It's fine. It looks great. Very Elvira.
Yeah, right. All right, coming up on a new enemy here, the Titan, or the Gigas, or the Giant, however you wish to call it. These guys, they can pretty much be entirely ignored. They do have, they can step on you, which is extremely damaging. But I'm not going to give them that chance.
Where do they go to the bathroom?
I
Pretty sure
don't
the answer is
know.
wherever they want.
Yeah. They do have a Vulcan cannon on the right arm, which we can again pretty much just entirely skip. Yeah, so I ran by 3 of those guys. All right, and we're coming up on a preview here of the final boss of the game. Get to run away from him here in this last stage. By the way, that was a flawless execution of that stage, basically, which is like the best I've done in a while. No out of bounds whatsoever.
Yeah, I can't imagine this game without dashing.
Yeah, it's very slow.
Ooh.
Yeah, so he's got a shield right now that we can't get through. Not yet, anyway. All we can do is just basically just run from him. All right. Come on, give me the message. There we go.
The floaty orbs.
Those are little ghost heads. If they manage to touch you, they will do damage to you. So right now I'm standing on the exit point for this stage. So I just have to stand here until the cutscene ends, and we just beat the stage.
Cool. Call out when you need to split.
6 minutes. Wow, that's actually really good. Okay, coming up on the end of stage 2 here. And go for stage 3. All right, this
10,000
next
feet of flames.
Yep. This spot right here is incredibly dangerous. There's so many dudes here. Trying to take this on casually, you have to do it slowly, or else just go past them as fast as you can, like I'm doing right now. We're taking just a bunch of damage.
That radio
Oh.
menu borders on
There we
illegible.
go. Yeah, it's a weird font they chose for that. A good, you know, one of those creepy, witchy, you know, Halloween fonts.
Mhm.
So have to clear out all the guys here in the base, and if guys enter the base behind you, they are now targets too. Hey, buddy. Oh, dude. That should be it. Yep.
That reload animation is bonkers.
She just ejects the whole thing out, yeah. Come on. Oh, other way. Dash, dash, dash. All right, subway. There's a new enemy type where we are going to meet here. Also, the subway itself, the ceiling can be collapsed in some blocks. You'll see it from like there's like dust leaking down from the top of the ceiling. Those spots of the subway can be collapsed. I am not going to do that at all if I can avoid it, because it is actually really bad. Again, physics is the best way to kill you, and it's very easy to get hit by the falling blocks. So I'm not going to do that.
That loading screen was a bit of a surprise. Mid-chapter loading.
Yep. Also, welcome to the new enemy type. They're called wormmen, and yes, they are pretty disgusting little things.
That's what's puking on you?
Those guys right there. Yep. Nice. Okay, and that's the end of the subway. Next stage is the airport. This is actually another dangerous spot here. Lots of dudes to take casually. You have to be very fast and very slow coming up here. And we're coming up on the at the end of the stage here shortly-ish. I wish there was a better way to take this spot here, because you can't dash up, you know?
You up the stairs?
Yeah. You can only just run up. I love it when they do that. Whoa!
Dashing past enemies, like you dashing past my responsibilities.
Okay, this spot right here is dangerous as heck. There are a couple of snipers up on the top of the railway there. I'm going to ignore them. Once you get past them, they don't turn on to face you from this direction, so that's safe. All right, there are 2 new enemies here as well. These these spider thingies that shoot out spirits. They do no damage themselves, but they do eject those ghosts, which will come up and do some minor damage to you. The ghosts can also infect civilians, which is actually their worst point, and they turn civilians into those worm men. Okay, brain down. I'm really low on hit points. I'm dashing way too much, or I'm not dashing enough here. Getting way too many times. I'm going to do a little carefully here. So I'm going to use what's called Raven's Panic coming up here. What Raven's Panic does is it creates a bunch of ravens that fly around you and basically stun enemies. And at a high enough level, they just travel with you, so that you can just focus on what you need to do. Whoa! That brain was moving itself already.
Driving the cop car.
Yeah, that was really bad. They don't normally do that quite so fast. He's already focusing too. Stop it. Okay, another Raven's Panic. Just stun these guys, so I can then focus on the last brain. Alright, that's it. Now this is one of 2 bosses in the game, coming up here. The other one being the final boss, really. So all the civilians are loaded upon a plane, and we're on the plane, and we know that there's demons flying around. So Alicia is taken to go on the top of the plane to shoot down what is what was trying to knock him out of the sky. So this boss here, what's that?
Sorry, who's piloting your plane?
One of the civilians, I think. So this boss here, you can't hurt him with conventional weapons. You have to use lightning. So up at the top right, you'll see my 2 bars. Life is the top one, magic is the second one. Now that little sliver there, the little silver sliver, is the current cap. So I can't. So whenever you use great magic like that, your cap drops down. And the way to fill it back up again, to get back up to the maximum of the meter, is to kill enemies. So I can't use lightning again until I kill a bunch of minions. What it amounts to. And the minions here are these little eyeballs.
Casting lightning. Airplane. Bold move.
Yeah, a little bit.
Flying fish thing in like Resident Evil. Maybe. Sorry, Resident or Final Fantasy X and Resident Evil.
Yeah. All right, have enough for a second lightning. Now, once you cast, you have to target, and you can get knocked out of your cast stance if you take a hit. So you have to be kind of careful about where you cast. All right, one more hit. Once I have enough magic built up again.
Lighting a speedrun strat for this boss, or did you typically just shoot it?
It's the only strat. It's basically immune to your bullets. There's also a hidden timer on this stage here too. There are 2 moves that can be done to just take down the plane entirely. One of which is these eyeballs. If they deal too much damage to the plane, they will just destroy it. And the second is this move that it's doing right now. It's trying to bite the plane. So if I don't knock it out of its attack right here, it'll just destroy it. Uh-oh. I missed. Yep. Yeah, that's one of the hazards with lightning, is that you have to be precise about where you target, and if you miss, you don't have a chance to cast it again, because it'll just destroy the plane. Well, when the targeting reticle comes up, if you miss the target, the spell cancels. It doesn't actually fire off. So you have to recast it. So being precise with your great magic, or with the lightning trigger, is essential. Otherwise, you'll just miss, and the spell will cancel, and you have to recast it all over again. Also, yes, the plane is tilting, and it is entirely possible to fall off the plane. You can also fall off the plane and onto the wings here too, and if so, trying to get back on top of the fuselage is very difficult. It can be done if you time it right, but you're basically just kind of boned at that point.
Your high heels are unbelievably strong.
Yes.
Or you are a very dense piece of...
All right, just waiting for the magic cube to fill up. I'm having great luck on this guy here. All right.
Very water lemons.
Actually, yeah, right? So when you hit the boss with lightning, all of his little minions also die as well.
Shame you don't get to flame meter that way.
Yeah. It is nice because usually when you're attacking the boss with lightning, by that point there are a lot of eyeballs on the plane doing damage to it. So getting them all knocked off at once is a huge boon. Hey, you. Oh, if I get lucky here. Oh, there's so many of them.
Eyeball animation is very uncomfortable.
Yeah. I'm having really bad luck on this guy. Oh, I think that's it. Yep, 3rd hit. And done. Whew. That is a stressful fight.
Yeah, I think it would have been better if you were riding on a flying fish attacking an airplane.
Yeah. 6 minutes. Not great, but I will take it. All right, we're already halfway through the game. We're already on stage 4. So stage 4, Dawn in the Valley, is a stage that I'll be skipping a lot of. You're supposed to. So what happens is that your crane flashes. I can get ready for the switch, by the way.
Sure, let me know.
Is that your plane crashes, and you have to escort civilians, a split, to safety. So there's a bunch of guys behind me, a bunch of civilians. I'm going to ignore them entirely. And just go forward here. So yeah, lots of guys here. You're supposed to take this slow. Clear the enemies, secure your civilians, etc. But I ain't doing none of that.
It's a stage 4 of 6, Dawn in the Valley.
Dawn in the Valley. All right, so right now I am on a train bridge. It is very, very easy to fall off this bridge. So I'm gonna hopefully be kind of like that right there. Yep, that's what I was talking about. There's no railing on the opposite side of the bridge, or rather, there kind of is one, but it's so thin that you just dash right through it. So
Wow,
yeah,
that plummeting animation is bone
it's
dim.
yeah, it's very, very 2000s. Whoa, the inner rating works a little bit better, but the outer rating just is terrible. Okay, straight away. So now a giant appears behind you, and again, you're supposed to protect your civilians from the giant because they're being threatened by it. I'm going to not do that.
Chatbot says, "Good morning, John." Okay, let's ignore
Oh,
it. Oh my
yep,
gosh, you're
yep.
doing
It's
that.
I just flew off again. Ah,
Man, that jumping off a cliff reminds me so much of like an older GTA games.
yeah. Back when ride dolling was kind of a new thing. All right, there we go. That's better. Yeah, you just see all the dudes here. So this is like a big monster playground here. There's lots of things to do here. Lots of enemies to kill. Lots of like this whole scaffolding right here. You can choose to destroy and take out a bunch of guys. There's at least 2 or 3 snipers up there. If you take it slowly, this is a fun place to just run around and kill guys. But I'm not going to take it slowly. I'm going to run.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
Is this done at GDQ?
Not that I've seen. I probably could, though, honestly.
GDQ's Games Done Quick, a speedrunning event.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, just another commentary.
Yeah. Maybe someday I should apply for that. So there's I'm in a cave here. You can also knock down the ceiling in this cave. I can do that. All right, we're in a military base, which is actually kind of a maze. It's way more mazy than you think that a military base would be. And there's a couple ways through this. I'm gonna go the way that I know the best, though, which is just kind of behind all the walls. All right, coming up at the end of the stage here, we have to basically defend the base here from a bunch of helicopters that are going to come in and drop off troops. You'll unlock the second of our great magics here. And I may or may not use it. Something that the game again doesn't really tell you much about is that your cannon is actually really good for anti-armor, such as the helicopters and the tanks. I'm going to be using the cannon a lot. Oh, what are you doing back here? Okay, so there's our first chopper. There we go. Okay, there's trimmer coming up. So what you could do here is you could summon a tornado here, and then maybe it should hopefully bring down this one. So I'll give that a shot here. So great magic tornado. The tornado just kind of does its own thing once you cast it.
And given the theme of the game, they put a lot of detail in the vehicles.
Yeah, actually they did.
The explosions are quite good.
Okay, you see how it's tearing apart this structure here? Yeah. Again, you don't want to get near the tornado because it will probably kill you, especially as it's throwing physics objects around. Oh, what? How did you get here? Okay. Oh, that went off without a hitch. So normally when you target something with maneuver guns, your reticle turns blue to denote that it is a valid target. The helicopters don't do that. But you don't automatically know that they are indeed targets for your gun. Oh, there's the other one. So at this point, I've basically won. It's just helicopters to deal with. There's nothing here that can damage me other than a physics object.
I live my life too.
Oh, actually, can I? Oh, never mind. Helicopter, helicopter, where are you? There we go. I believe these are the last two.
It's interesting that there's minions around, like trying to shoot you from outside of these inert, unused tanks. they could totally be in.
Yeah, you think they actually use the tanks, but no. All right, that should be it for the stage. Yep, I have glitched out the end before. If you use tornado to take out those last two planes, sometimes the tornado like bypasses the stage and trigger, and the stage just goes on forever.
Hmm.
You glitch out the ending scene, and you just come around. There's nothing else. There's nothing else to do. There's no helicopters. There's no way to trip out the system. Yeah, it's a soft lock. Coming up on stage 5 here.
10-minute split.
All right, go ahead. Stage 5 is huge. You'll be seeing almost none of it. This is a fun stage to take casually because there's so much to see and do here. There's a lot of different ways to play this stage through. But I'm going to be doing very little of it. So
The Bound Soul.
Bound Soul. Yeah, it's a storyline thing. We're not going to be seeing much. There's no boss to this stage. Also, yes, there is a grainy filter, or like a murky filter setup. I don't know why that is. It's just how the thing was coded. Even in the HD remake, they haven't, or the remaster, they haven't cleaned it up. It's just baked into the stage, I think. So it's not you. It's just a murky filter.
Maybe it's just like to conceal the fog.
Could be, yeah.
Or conceal like the visibility.
Yeah. So I've just skipped pretty much the entirety of the stage. By doing the route that I did. There's still a nasty part left, but most of it's done. So with that stage, you can kind of take it in 2 different ways. Well, 3 if you count the speed run there. You're supposed to go either through the valley, in which there's a lot of guys, or go over the mountains, in which there's a lot of snipers. The mountain is probably a safer route as long as you're sure of where the snipers are, because there's not that many of them. There's like maybe 6 or 8. And once you know where they all are, they're not too bad.
Oh. Church.
All right. So actually, stage 5 is really important for the story, for the plot, which we're going to skip. It basically kind of tells us why Alicia the way she is, what happened, like how she got her powers, etc. The role that her dad played in this whole thing, which is also a pretty big deal too. But it's not important to the speedrun. So, all right, so we're entering into a foggy forest here. This is a huge area. The exit is on the left, but you're supposed to kind of get lost in here. There's a giant in here. There's a couple of those spirit-spitting spider thingies. And you're supposed to just kind of wander until you find the exit. But the exit is over on the left here. All right, this is a very dangerous spot, so I'm going to be kind of cautious here.
This looks like a PS1 game.
It kind of does.
Or shot
Yeah.
like a Barbara Walters interview.
So I'm doing Raven's Panic here because there are so many guys here. I might just die just from damage. We'll see.
The birds.
And this last barricade I've actually died on I've actually had the game glitch on me by speed running past it. So okay, and that's it. That's the end of stage 5.
Oh.
2 minutes 38 seconds. Dang. Again, casually take it. You're supposed to take it normally. That is way longer, like 10 times that easy. All right, we're on stage 6, the end of chaos, the last stage. This is stage 2, just basically screwed up. The streets are now a maze, which we'll see here shortly. By the way, switch. And the end boss is a whole other deal. There are also quite a few parts of the stage that are actually dangerous to me, so I'll be taking those a little bit carefully.
Stage 6, the end of chaos.
Yep. So we now have these red cap guys, and they are bad news. They're not too much stronger individually than their prior, versions, but there's a few parts of the stage where there's just a lot of them. Like they're kind of. All right, the brain over here. So this brain is sneaky. So the brain is way up there, but the bear that it unlocks right here is actually way back earlier in the street, and you can miss it entirely if you don't know what you're looking for. Oh, geez. I'm gonna die from damage, I think. Oh, I got. Okay. Nope.
The giant pinged you pretty good, right?
He did. Yeah, he nearly one-shotted me. That was a little too close for comfort.
They're getting mad and calling each other, "Stop ignoring us."
Right. Okay, I'm gonna Raven's Panic here for the safety. Yeah, should be good enough.
Which is to Bayonetta as Dante's Inferno is to God of War.
I liked Dante's Inferno. I thought it was pretty good. I played that one. What's that?
I wanted to play it. I just never got to it.
I would honestly would recommend it. It is a fun playthrough. I think that's one of the few games that well, not one of the few, but I did actually like 100% that one. The game does get weaker as you go through it, for sure. Like, there's some areas towards the end that are really kind of phoned in, but. All right, we're coming up on the last great magic here. I don't need to use it, but I'm going to because it's the only time that you'll actually be using it here, and it's just fun to see. And that's it right there. You can see it on the screen. Meteor is the next one. There's also a sniper up ahead, or not a sniper, but a brain. I want to destroy. Oh, try that again. See if I can get it before it starts speaking at me. Okay, waiting for it to unlock. There it is. All right, time for a meteor.
A beloved D&D spell.
Kinda, actually. Also, look at my MP. It is drained down to 0. Meteor takes a ton. It basically takes all your magic. So this is Meteor. It summons down a raid of meteors. It destroys buildings. Like that huge one right there. Yeah, it's being torn to shreds. And you want to give the spell a very wide berth, because see all those bricks that are flying past me? Each of those is basically a lethal threat. Like so. I didn't even see what nailed me, but I like a brick bounced like 10 feet off the top of my head, and that's enough to do it. Physics is just it's so deadly in this game. All right, let's try this again. Actually, okay. I'm not saying that hasn't happened before, but all right, you can line up the shot. So what's supposed to happen is that the meteor is supposed to destroy the brain there too, but it almost never works off me that way. I just do it manually. All right, meteor. Yeah, in my practice runs leading up to this event for this game, that hasn't happened to me, getting brained by those things that are in the meteor's form. During casual play, it's happened a couple times. Whoa, that's a sniper. All right, I haven't really talked about them much, but so when you see the red line, that means that there's a sniper targeting you, and snipers are one-hit kills on you. It take about 5 seconds to line up a shot, but if you get that shot off, you're just dead. There's nothing you can do about it other than getting out of the line of sight. There's also a wall you can raise here too. One of the spells is called Ancient Wall. It raises a little stone barrier, which is useful. Which is again necessary if you're doing like hell mode. You need that.
Hell mode?
Hell difficulty.
Oh.
You certainly made a mess out of this place. It's difficult to tell which of you is more dangerous.
All right, we're on to the final stretch here of this stage, which is pretty dangerous. Whoop. I won't be getting. There's not too many spots where I can dip out of bounds easily. I need to kill guys here. I have to have Raven's Panic coming up here shortly.
I actually haven't seen like a physical boundary. Is out of bounds just like tribal knowledge?
So, so these walls here, these buildings, you can glitch through them.
Okay.
And I haven't done it yet in this game or in this run yet, but you can actually do out of bounds and like get knocked. It's like if you try to dash into a car sometimes, or to like a truck, you'll get out of bounds by just being blasted underneath the car. Okay, Raven's Panic here. This little corner here doesn't look that bad here, but in hell mode, oh man, this is a super dangerous spot. Uh-oh. My brain's getting frisky with its cars. Okay. Have enough? Okay, have enough for a tornado. So there's a chopper coming off that's going to just deposit a bunch of guys. I'm going to try to get rid of the chopper. We'll see if the tornado actually wants to agree with me here. Got it. Nice. Okay. Coming up on the end of the of this area here. So much damage. So this is the part that I mentioned before when we were going through stage 2, this little turnabout here. You can't see it from here, but there's an angle they have to go towards the left. There's a giant that'll appear around the corner here. This guy right here. And this corner right here, if you don't remember from going through stage 2 the first time around, you can just not remember that it's there. And you won't see it, and you won't know where to go. Taking a lot of damage. Okay, we're coming up on the end of stage 6 and going into the final boss here. Oh wow. Okay, I just got pulverized.
I gotta wait. I'm watching it on the stream. Oh, yep. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, that
crossfire.
It took me down real fast there. All right. Be a little bit more careful here, I suppose.
I'm back. You're almost
Welcome
there.
back. Yep, I'm at the end of stage 6 coming up.
New game plus, no out of bounds, and glitchless.
Theoretically.
Does, you don't count it as a glitch when, like, you hit the button to dash and you go, like, off at a 90-degree angle and launch off a bridge, for example? That's not a glitch.
Well, it's a glitch that there's no railing there. That the railing that is, like, in the graphics there doesn't actually do anything.
Immense the danger.
All right.
Hey, you
All
made
right,
it past.
End of stage 6, going to the final boss. Go ahead and split it here if you. Oh, after this cutscene here, after this load screen here.
Let me know when it cuts because I'm on lag.
Okay. And go. All right. The final boss is its own meter here on my split because this is a long fight. So what we have to do here, right now this is just a waiting game. The humans here have to deal damage to the thing's shield before it'll drop. At that point, you can actually start doing damage to it. So right now, you're just kind of on security detail, making sure that these ghosts don't hit too many of your allies. So the shield is generated by these two skulls here on its thighs. So if I'm careful, I can get both skulls in one chunk.
So I generate
Gotta go.
shields.
Oh, wait, no, no, stop. Kill it fast. I should have missed it. Okay. I thought I had the other one. All right, I'll have to wait for another loop here.
Do they respawn?
The skulls do not respawn. No, I thought I killed one, and I just couldn't see it.
You can see why.
Come on, drop the shield.
The
Come on.
shadow effect, which they obscure its underpants region.
All right, that's kind of both. All right. So now there are certain vulnerable spots on the boss. Its snake arm is vulnerable, the head is vulnerable, and the back. And you'll see shortly why this guy takes so long. First off, he is just a bullet sponge, a really high hit point bullet sponge. But also because he pulls nasty tricks like what he's just about to do.
Sure, they didn't call the game Bullet Sponge.
Right?
It's Bullet Witch. It's Bullet Witch. Sorry, go ahead.
Because he does stuff like that. You're actually on a very long boulevard, and what he'll do is he'll just move from end to end of the boulevard and just make this really stretch out. Also, there's a lot of physics objects here, cars and vans and just rocks and stuff. And if you're not careful, he can kick them up and nail you with one. If he gets far enough away, he'll start casting meteors. But at this point, it's basically just kind of a bullet sponge game. Now he's about to move. Back here.
Is it wearing a corset?
No, he's just that ripped.
His abs are a corset for his whole existence.
Yep.
Oh, good. Jonathan saw the message.
Getting stomped on a course hurts. Even if you're far enough away, it still does some shockwave damage too. Oh, come on! Stop turning around to me.
Let me shoot you in the back.
So right now the game wants me to use lightning to destroy his snake arm. We are not going to do that.
Oh,
I think the game.
why not? Why not?
Because you can take him out with normal damage with just a lot more fire. And because you have to... His finishing blow has to be through lightning. You can't take him out. You can't finish him with normal damage.
I see.
And using great magic reduces your magic meter. So you have to. So if you use lightning there, you have to kill enemies to get your magic meter back up.
Mhm.
Or if you don't do it, you can just skip it and just kill the snakes through normal damage, and that way you'll have your lightning to call on when the game wants you to finish them off for the last time.
Right.
Okay, all 3 snakes are dead. It's now just until I get the message to deal the lightning attack. I just have to stay alive and just do more damage to them.
Can you still shoot the snake arm?
Yes, you
Or
can. Yes.
where they used to be?
And the stubbins.
It's still a weak point.
Boy, ghosts.
All right, there's the message. Waiting for my magic here to fill up. Okay. Gonna get ahead of him here because he can actually walk past you while you're casting, like this, and he can just walk out of range.
Seems so sad and dejected.
It's like
Yeah.
it's Hulk walking away. It's
Get
happening.
ready on time.
Call it.
And time.
All right.
Is that 46, 42?
Yep.
Nice.
Good job.
Not bad at all. Yeah, so that's actually about on par. I did dash off that bridge twice, so that's not great.
Here's your Duke Nukem moment.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and there we go. 11 minutes, not
Its
bad.
face is immune to bullets.
Yeah, I'm skipping past that cutscene there because it gets kind of gross. And skipping past the ending cutscene here for that, and we're back on the title, and that
Huzzah.
is a 46-minute speed run of Bullet Witch.
You sure
Awesome.
witched those bullets.
Sure did. So the game also has a bunch of concept missions. These are like little bonus DLC missions. Some of them are just kind of for fun. Like here's one where you have to there's like, so this is in the stage 5, I want to say, where there's like 99 of those little geists, the soldier guys that scatter on the stage, just go out and shoot them all. This is one where a single shot kills anyone, including you. Caterpillar City is just full of those little of worm guys. I haven't played mission 6 yet, or 5 yet, really. And then here you have extra editions where the stages are just way more difficult. This is basically hella mode with more guys. If you want a really big challenge, you can try going through these. I've done this one here. There's snipers everywhere. It's hell. And then you have missions where all the great spells are unlocked, so you can start throwing meteors at any stage that you want to run around in. So I'll just boot up here, mission 13 here. And I'll just kind of show you how this one here works. So I'll get to the gas station here and throw down meteors, and you'll see kind of what happens there. Yep. All right, out we go. I don't know why the text is blue. All right, so I will need MP here to cast a spell, so I'm going to be killing some dudes here. All right, that should be it. All right, so we're going through the stage again, kind of as normal here. I just want to get to the gas station here so I can show off meteor.
Oh. Bring the apocalypse to the gas station.
Yep.
Sweet.
The last petrol station, I think, in the area. Yeah. So at the end of each stage, so you saw those newspapers that dropped after each stage, right? Those newspapers kind of tell you, kind of gauge how you were doing for that stage. And most stages have got 2 or 3 newspapers that they can throw at you. For example, in stage 5, if you in that foggy forest, if you take out the giant in the forest, you get a different newspaper at the end.
Oh. Or like many different ending options.
Yep. So if you when you go through this stage here, the newspaper says something normal, like, you know, a black witch has come to save us all, clad in streaming black, or something like that. Whereas if you destroy the gas station, you get a different newspaper entirely. Okay, we're skipping the tank here. Howdy, tank.
I'm assuming that the newspapers printed in cities that are not being decimated by whimsical meteor strikes and lightning strikes.
You know, I don't know who's actually printing the newspapers. You know, Apocalypse Monthly, I have no idea. All right.
Oh boy. I don't know about you guys, but there's thunderstorms in my area, so fingers crossed.
Yeah, I had a heavy duty storm here a little while ago. I was a little worried about it. I don't know if it's supposed to continue or not. Seems okay right now.
Nick, stop casting spells in our real life.
Yeah. It should be considered. Yeah, it looks like it's blown through here now, basically. So once the rain quits, it should be all clear. There goes the... Oh, yeah, that hit it right in the... Power, right in the kisser.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you want to stay clear away from meteors as much as you can, because they will just... because they'll kick up all kinds of junk.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Is the gas... What's the end game? Is that a spoiler? You're gonna blow the gas station up, and then what happens?
So the newspaper at the end will change.
Oh, got it.
Also, it's just kind of fun to just watch it all just go up.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if there was like a extra huge like gas tank explosion or something like that.
That's about as big as it
Regardless
gets.
what you do, the newspaper will blame the current president in the game about the
Have
gas
you seen the
prices.
prices at this gas station? I'm gonna blow it up with a meteor.
Okay, I've got full magic. I'm good for the tanks up ahead. Okay, because you can destroy the tanks with the cannon like I was doing before, but lightning is just easier. Skip, skip, skip. Ow! Pistol whipped me, the jerk.
Oh yeah. I realized we should have connected in to see real time. Y'all can do that on mine here in a little bit, if you like.
Boom! Okay, there goes both tanks.
The little minion that ragdoll next to you is pretty fun.
Yeah.
It looks like the same guy that was too cool to move from explosions from before.
We know cool guys never look at explosions, right? So
Mhm.
Yep. Where's the? Oh wow. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Dive quickly. Okay. It had a bunch of cars in its telekinetic thrall. Okay, so now get to the end zone here, and we get a different newspaper.
Telekinetic brains moving cars around is how full self-driving.
Oh, it's
right?
running through the story. I'm sorry, I missed it. It's running through the story mode. Oh well.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other missions here. Actually, there's also I forgot to mention it before, but there are or I didn't do it before, but there are costumes too. Go to the options here.
They have naive angel mode.
A naive angel. I don't think so.
The new
Goth Lolly?
Bayonetta 3 thing option.
So there's the witch in black, the witch in white, which I actually really like a lot. The Squirrel Girl witch, the secretary witch, the mummy, and then fairy. So yeah, choose your favorite. I prefer. I mean, I like the fairy one because she actually glows a bit, which makes her easy to pick out in some of the scenes. The
That's
wings
fun.
actually glow for a bit. Yeah, so I will actually equip that one here. How am I doing on time? Actually, I think we got what, like 10 minutes left.
when did you start? For real?
Well,
It's 12:10. So
Okay.
I think we're slightly
Oh.
over, but there's no
Yes.
normal thing.
yeah. Do we?
Yeah.
You want to switch out now?
Hey. I'm ready if you're good.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, that is my solo, folks. Thanks for watching.
Good run, Nick.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I've saved
You
your
done did
split
it.
in case you need it, but
Okay.